We have a cake failure today. In this episode, we'll be showing you mistakes to avoid, the troubleshooting techniques to fix and deliver this masterpiece. You're watching Channel Juan Kitchen and Garden, a channel dedicated to garden to plate experience. In this channel, we grow, cook, and share. Let's join Romilo at the kitchen. Hi, this is new hobby. I'm making a triple chocolate cake. Yeah. Pagbate, your kuya and uncle here in Holland. I'm baking here. Sabog ang kusina. Because, yeah, look at my hands. Splatters, chocolates and everything. I mean, it can be messy. But, if you can only smell it. Triple chocolate cake a la Goldilocks. The making of the chiffon was not perfect, but I was able to troubleshoot and fix it. Now, look, it's very promising. I made this for someone who's celebrating his birthday tomorrow, and the wife has asked me to make it. Loving wife, huh? So, while I continue to decorate this, I'll show you the process of mixing, baking, and eventually fixing this triple chocolate cake. Enjoy! I hope you enjoy this, and as well as pick up the instructional value of this video. Rewinding to show you the ingredient: 1 cup of cake flour here and 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda, 1/4 cup sugar. It's suggested to use pure cocoa, but if you don't have it, replace it with Milo, Ovaltine, or the sweetened one. But if you use a sweetened one, replace sugar with this. Otherwise it becomes too sweet. And voila! Pure cocoa powder. And approximately 1/8 teaspoon of salt. And usually added later as an option, cornstarch. I just added 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. I've learned this from a old Dutch baker here. It minimizes the shrinkage of chiffon cake, or of cakes in general. And it works. I've observed that in my series of chiffon cakes. Every professional baker would suggest, even prescribe, sifting, even after 3 times, to air the powder, the mixture. And let's mix the dry ingredients. Now to the wet ingredients. 4 egg yolks here. Vegetable oil, these are all standard measurements for chiffon cake. But for this chocolate cake, we use coffee instead of milk. And 1/2 teaspoon of orange zest. And as an option, I'm adding here powdered vanilla flavor. Let's mix the wet ingredients together. Mix well. And we add the dry ingredients. And let's blend to form an even mixture. If you're hearing motor in the background, that's the mixer. I'll show you the making or preparation of the meringue next. Here we are. Let's add just around 1/2 teaspoon of cream of tartar. Vinegar will do. And gradually add the sugar once you see bubbles forming. Let's pause for now, and I'm going to show you the right moment when to stop beating. The professionals say it's time to stop when it's stiff and still shiny. Is it stiff? The peak, is it set? I find it still a bit soft. I think 1 to 2 more minutes. This is more like it. This stiff. We can fold in the chocolate mixture now with this meringue in 3 batches. First, small amount just to soften the chocolate mixture. This is the perfect time for preheating the oven to 170 Celsius. It's an oven with a fan, so that translates to 375 Fahrenheit for our viewers in North America. We add the second half of the meringue and fold gently, scrape the bottom to not miss the encrusted or hardened butter at the bottom. Now the last portion, scrape all the meringue for more volume. We can stop once we no longer see white streaks. Use some drops of the butter to fix the parchment paper. That was the oven. I told you that was the perfect time. If you're enjoying and finding the instructional value of this video, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon. New videos every Friday. Evenly spread the butter, covering all the corners. Although this cooks below 20 minutes, I usually give it 2 to 3 more minutes to reduce shrinkage. Yeah, to minimize the moisture content. Although that will make the cake drier, it minimizes shrinkage. 3 to 2 minutes maximum will do. Now comes the first mistake. I allowed the cake to cool down too long and it became too brittle to roll. And this is the result. A cake catastrophe, a word I learned from Preppy Kitchen, one of my favorite baking channels. I didn't throw those away. I'm going to make a square cake out of them. Watch for that video. So I had to make another roll. Sprinkle it with powdered sugar. Lay it with a kitchen towel and a surface for ease in turning it over. See? No dust. And remove the parchment paper. Now, while it's still hot, can you see the steam? I'm going to roll it because it's still soft and pliable. This is pre-rolling the jelly roll so that it will be easier to roll it later after frosting. And if possible, allow air to circulate also under it. Some use the parchment paper, but experience and the YouTube has taught me that kitchen towel is preferred. It's better because it does not trap the moisture. Let's allow our cake to cool overnight, and tomorrow join me for the frosting and eventual decoration. Let's prepare the ganache now. Ganache is just a fancy word for cream and chocolate mixture. Heat on the stove or microwave cream, whipping cream or milk. Do not boil, just hot enough to melt the chocolates. If you're using bars, cut them to smaller size to facilitate melting. Once the liquid is warm enough, around 60, add the chocolates. The recipe requires 450 of bittersweet chocolate. I have here a 74% chocolate, dark chocolate, and this, but each way is just 200, so I'll be adding instant chocolate or cocoa. And 1/4 cup sugar, plus butter. And 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter. And if you have it, 1 tablespoon of brandy. And mix well. Quicken cooling it down by dipping it in cold water and whip further. See how thick it is. Now comes mistake number 2. Cooling the cake overnight made it very brittle. See? But I'm not going to throw this away. I can use the ganache as adhesive, as a cement. Since I can't apply the ganache on the flattened roll, I'll apply it instead on the curled roll. Yes, something learned today. This is the remedy. Crack or broken Swiss roll or jelly roll. See? Apply it on the curl or on the roll and place the pieces using the ganache as cement. See, we've reconstructed the roll. We have a filling and adhesive at the same time. Solution: It's not a total disaster. See, there's a solution to a cracked cake. We're ready to apply the crumb coat now. I'll dash through this. This is not a tutorial on cake frosting. I'm just demystifying the process of decorating. You don't have to attend a baking school or a tutorial to be able to do this. Just there and have the, as much as possible, have the right utensils. A thin coating, since this is a crumb coat, and above all, this is the cement, the glue of the broken pieces. It doesn't have to be perfect, since it will get a second layer anyway. This is good, this is good. We'll bring it out to cool down a bit. It stayed in the cold for just 10 minutes and we are ready to apply the frosting. Can we even call this frosting? It's not white. We'll just call it the topmost layer of ganache. We are replicating here the looks of a log, and it's coarse, so we will be rendering it with a coarse texture. Now, do you see a log? I'm seeing a pine tree. a bark of a pine tree. And using a fork, let's add cracks to the bark. And the growth rings, I use a fork as well. And of course, it's always a part of cake decoration, cleaning the edges. Now, let's apply the decorations. I just acquired these strips and I'm happy inaugurating them. That's why I was so excited that I even took a leave just to do this. I've got these flowers that I made earlier to give its final touch. Now, how do you find it? I hope it does not look too feminine. It's for a guy. I was warned by the wife. Not much flowers from it though. It's for a guy. It's for my husband. This has been the most expensive cake so far. It costed me 1 day vacation leave. Yeah, I couldn't concentrate. I've been thinking on how to decorate it, and this is the result of Romelo's creativity. Thank you for joining me here today. I hope you enjoy this video and this cake as well. You know, when the bakers talk, it can be intimidating, but no, it's easy. Just play with it, be creative, and see what you can create. Like this, Chiffon chocolate log with vine. Triple chocolate a la forest log with wild vines. Flowering wild vines. Your Korean uncle here, Romelo. Till next time, Jusek Bati. There's a saying, it's a Channel Juan original. Behind every masterpiece is a mess. Or, better said, there's mess behind every masterpiece. If other channels do unboxing, here we do boxing. We'll now box the cake. Another creation of Channel Juan, where we grow, cook, and share.